Hey, I'm Jeff Stevens from Oregon.plex. It is the middle of June 2025, so welcome back to another Plex market update. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about what's happening in the Plex market, 2 to 4 units in Central Oregon. Before anything else, would you please do me a quick favor and take a second to just make sure you're subscribed to my channel? And if you could like this video, that would be super helpful to make sure other Plex owners, investors, and enthusiasts, maybe you'd say, get to see these videos as well. Thank you so much. So let's start with the west side of Bend. As you know, when I do my Plex market report of 2 to 4 units for Central Oregon, I break it down into three groups: the west side of Bend, the east side of Bend, and then Redmond. Each kind of has its own market dynamics. The west side of Bend is where we'll start. As is always the case in the west side of Bend, there's not a large volume of data, right? So we look at trends, but even the trends are highly influenced by individual transactions. On the west side of Bend right now, the average days on market for active properties, of which there's only a couple, is about 70 days. When we look at the closed properties in the last 6 months, they closed after 64 days of days on market. So it shows us that the current properties are probably priced a little bit high. The current properties are also priced at an average price per unit of 553,000 and change, whereas the average price per unit of the closed ones is 333,000 and change. So a pretty big disparity there. As we move on to the east side, where we always have a lot more data, not tremendous, not thousands of data points, but approaching dozens of data points on the east side. We have three new listings in the last 30 days. I like to keep track of that just to see like how much new stuff is coming on the market. So three new things in the last month. The average days on market here is a similar dynamic to the west side. Average days on market now is 78 days, whereas the closed ones are only 61 days. So these are sitting on the market longer, as a result, probably of some pricing differences. In this case, the disparity between active and closed is not nearly as great. The active price per unit right now is $333,000, whereas the average price per unit of the closed ones over the last 6 months is $305,000. So just a few $1,000s of a change there, which is also really, really good. And then moving on to Redmond, where we usually have kind of a similar amount of data volume as we have on the east side of Bend. On In the Redmond area, there are currently 7 plexes that are active in the 2 to 4 category. Two of them are new in the last 30 days, so we are seeing new things come up, which kind of makes sense given the time of year, late spring, early summer sort of time of year. Average price per unit right now is 341,000, right about. But the average days on the market is 95. That's, I guess it's all relative, but it's trending up a little bit higher than what we've seen in some of the other areas. The average days on market for closed properties is 80. So again, these ones that are still on the market are starting to age a little bit. There are two that are currently pending, and the average price per unit for the closed transactions is $280,000 per unit. So we're at 341 basically for average price per unit on active ones, but closed ones at 280. So $60,000 per unit, kind of a bigger disparity overall. And that's probably why we're seeing some of them start to get a little bit stale on the market. So that's what's going on in Central Oregon Plex market here in the middle of June. We do these reports at the middle of the month, looking back of the last 30 days and then over the last 6 months as well. And if you want to talk about your Plex, the Plex you already have, the Plex you don't have but want to buy, I'm your guy. I would love to discuss that with you. As you know, you've heard me say before, single family homes are just different than small plexes. And there's lots and lots of real estate agents who are more than capable of helping you with single family homes. But when it comes to plexes, I would say you deserve somebody who specializes in that. That's like my entire business, not even as a real estate agent, but just even as an owner of lots and lots of units in the Portland area and Central Oregon and whatnot. So I would love to chat with you. If you want the printed version of this market report, just check out the comments in this video, and I'll see you next month.